Hey guys, today I'm going to do a drawing of Chainsaw Man. I'm going to do this kind of version where he's standing up on these rocks, and yeah, I think it should be cool. It might take a minute to get finished up, but feel free to kind of scroll through the video to any parts that you have questions on, and I'll try to kind of talk you through my process, and let's get going on it. Let me hide this layer. I'm drawing this on my iPad. So you can use paper, whatever you want, but I find if I just do it right here, it kind of gives me some options. So let's start with the head first. He's got some pretty simple shapes that make up the head. So the first one I'm going to do is kind of this like triangle shape. It's got a little bit of a bump on the top there. And then inside of it will be more of a straight kind of triangle, just like that. And then what I'm going to do is add in this kind of squiggly line that comes down just like that. And this is going to be kind of the top of his helmet, and I'll just bring it down just like that. Now it comes back up and creates kind of some more squiggles. So I know you might be like, what part of him is this? Well, you will see. So then coming off the left of it, you just curve down like that and over, and that's going to be kind of the front, and like that. All right, let's add some teeth in here. So he's got these spiked, I guess are spikes the right word, kind of spiked jaws. And so it's almost like a comb, the top of his mouth, except they're more spiky than a comb would be. So I'll go like that. And then on the bottom, it's kind of a similar thing. So I'll go like that, over and up. And then the only thing I'm going to do is just add in some lines like that. We should be good. All right, let's do the bottom side now. And that is a little more pointy. So instead of rounding like the top, you just kind of come over and then back. Kind of creates a point. And then it just curves down like that, kind of creating that bottom jaw. Now up on the top here, I'm going to just do some curved lines. That's going to add a little bit of texture to it. I like that. That looks cool. All right, let's go to the back of the head. So the back of the head kind of looks, I can only explain it as looking kind of like an alien. And what I'm going to do is kind of these like rounded effects where I just curve and come off the back of his head and just kind of keep working my way down. And then I'm going to stop right here because he has, it looks like a mechanical arm. It looks kind of like a cartoon arm. So if you come off that bump at the back and create kind of this tube, just like that. And then I say mechanical arm because it's got like this little part that kind of looks like a Mickey Mouse glove. Check that out. Doesn't that look kind of like a cartoon hand? And that kind of goes right there, and then his neck will just come in like that. And let's just add the front of his neck. And we're pretty much close to done with his face. Now I just want to add in kind of some lines that will give us the skin effect. And these ones don't have to be anything in particular. Shape-wise, I just kind of like them to be almost straight, but not quite. And there we go. We've got his head. Let's add in like a collar for his shirt. That'll make it, that'll make it look like his head isn't just sitting there in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to just draw this in. Collars generally just have the two chunks that kind of point down. So however you do your collar is fine. I'll add a couple more lines. All right, I'm pretty happy with his head. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna move it about like that. And let's add in a couple of details on his shirt. So we're gonna have one shoulder that comes over here. And then I'm gonna just make these bumps. They're kind of like pleats in his shirt. I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. And then where his chest is, you can come right up close to where his arm is, and we'll just come down and add some more pleats like this. All right. Adjust this a little. And let's go ahead and add in the other side of his arm. I'm going to pleat both sides of his shirt, and the idea is that I want it to look, I want his arm to be kind of similar, a similar width all the way down. Let's just add in some kind of detail lines. These will just be kind of for his, that'll be where his buttons go. We might as well add in a little bit on this arm over here. We're going to be drawing the chainsaws here in a minute, but I just want to get kind of his figure drawn out a bit, just so I know how he's looking, how I want him to look, all that kind of stuff. Let's add his tie in. So he's got this black tie. I kind of do, it's like loose, so I'll do 2 strands like that, and then kind of a knot right there. We'll fill that in just all the way black. And then he's got, there's 2 parts to a tie. There's like the front, the thicker part, and the back. So I'm going to draw them both kind of separately. And I'm going to do them just kind of like these big strands of hair. And then since they're going to end up being like completely black and filled in, it doesn't really matter too much how they overlap. So now I can fill that in. Let's see how it turns out. Pretty cool. I like it. Maybe I'll make it a little thicker back here. There we go. That's good. I'm going to add in just a couple more detail lines over here. And that's pretty good. I want to work on his arms and his chainsaws. So for now, let's fill in the rest of his shirt so that we can draw out his arm. And then we can do the chainsaws. Arms are notoriously a little bit difficult to do. You want the wrist to be skinny. You want the hand and the fingers to be pretty symmetrical with each other. You want the forearm to be a little bit thicker. It's just tough, and honestly, the only way to get better at it is just practice. There's no I don't think there's any trick that's just gonna make it where every single time your hands are gonna just turn out amazing. It just takes practice. So now I'm on the edge of my paper, but I'm gonna draw the chainsaw. The chainsaw is just gonna be I'm gonna say a straight line until it's not. So I'm cheating a little because I'm on my iPad, so I can totally just use the auto snap tool. On that top one I didn't, on the bottom one I did. I don't really know that it made a huge difference. Now the cool part is for like the blades, you don't have to make it like a perfect chainsaw blade. So I'm gonna literally just make it kind of jagged and just let the pen do whatever it's gonna do. Kind of like fire. But yeah, it doesn't have to be like exact same spikes each time. In fact, I think it looks better if it's not, you know? Just my opinion, but I think it looks better. Let's go down like that. I should say I think it looks better the majority of the time. We're gonna find out after this drawing's done if it's actually any better or if I'm just thinking it is. Sorry, it's kind of hard to talk and draw. I'm hoping I'll get better at it, but it's a little bit tough sometimes. Probably just need to relax more. That looks cool. That looks pretty cool. There we are so far. If you're just joining, you can rewind. If you followed along this far, awesome. Thanks for hanging out. Why don't let's fill in like his pants before we do the chainsaw on his head. I want to do the chainsaw on his head last. All right, so with the pants, he's gonna have a belt. So we'll just do a little square like that, or I guess a rectangle for his belt. Add in a couple belt loops. Kind of gives it a nicer, more detailed look. All right, and then we'll bring this leg and we're gonna just bring it all the way down. And this side of the leg, we'll just bring it all the way down. Since this is the one he's kind of standing on and leaning on the other one, we can make it fairly just straight. And then on this other one, I'm gonna bring and kind of curve it all the way like that. And then on the top side, I'm gonna curve up, connect those. But then when I get over here, I'm gonna kind of abruptly turn. That way it gives that effect of his knee cap kind of pointing out of his jeans. And then we'll just do these curves down like this. You can, if you notice, when I kind of do details, a lot of times I'll stop and I'll start the new curve, and that way it kind of keeps it flowing nicely. Let's add in just some lines. So you can add lines that go the same direction, and that will give it kind of a textured look. And yeah, it'll be cool. All right, let's do his shoe. Not going to draw the whole shoe because he's supposed to be standing kind of on the mountain, and I don't want the shoe completely showing. So that'll be good, like that. Let's go over here and let's draw his hand. So similar to the other arm, except we're going to just start with the wrists. So the wrists are generally thin, and then with the anatomy of the hand, you have the palm area, and that part is basically a rounded square. And then the fingers that are going to be slightly smaller on each size as you as you draw them. So pinky is smaller than thumb, and on and on and on. All right, let's do the chainsaw for this hand. It's just going to go behind the mountain as well, so not a very big chainsaw, but still a chainsaw. Again, I'm not super worried about the spikes being, or the chain on the saw being, you know, like some perfectly done thing. Pretty cool. I like it. Let's add in, I'm going to just add in the mountain because it'll make me feel like it's almost done. So I'm going to draw a little bit thicker of a line just down like that. We'll come up over here. Go like that. And maybe just a couple of little things like that to add in some texture. All right, are we missing anything? Yes, we are. We have to do the chainsaw that's on his head, and then we will be done. So a line that goes straight across over like this. Again, I'm going to use, just for my sake and for yours not having to watch me redraw it, if I don't get the line as straight as I want, I can use the auto snap on my iPad, so that is one benefit. And then we'll just do this chain and we'll be done. So thanks a ton for hanging out. I hope you guys like my videos. Comment, let me know. Let me know what you want me to draw next, what you like. If there's anything you don't like, I can try to adjust. But yeah, I'm always up for requests, other characters. Go check out my books on Amazon. If you have a minute, you can just look under my name, Joseph Stevenson, and you'll see I have books there. I'm going to start on this side, kind of meet my way over there. And yeah, give me a subscribe and a follow if you like it and want to keep hanging out and seeing my stuff. I'm thinking about doing live streaming. Let me know if you would like that, if that'd be something you're interested in. I'm thinking about maybe doing some more art that's not just on the iPad, but it feels like I can kind of do a little bit more detail and a little bit better work that way. So let me know. But thank you again so much for hanging out, guys, and I will see you in the next lesson.